All right, give me 1 second. Let me get this stream started, and here we go. And then I'll show you kind of a few different tools that I came across today because I had my coaching call today. Everyone should be getting coached. I get coached. I had my coaching call today, and a few things. It's a group coaching call I do. A few things got brought up. So I'll share a couple of those products with you today. Let's see. Where to go? Nope, that's not the one I wanted. That didn't work very good. Slacker loser. Hold on. Let's see. I get the screens up is what I have going on. Holy macaroni. Where'd it go? I lost it. That's one I want to share though. You guys are great with patience. Just love it. Here we go. I found it. All right. Too many buttons to have to press. Come on. And then the mouse isn't working. Here we go. Ready, set, go. We got it. All right. So it's a pretty cool, it's called Squid Locker. I came across it, I don't know, shoot, a year and a half ago. I was just looking for a way to create a store really quick that I can use and share. So this is Squid Locker. A lot of people use it for teams. You can do fundraising with it. There's all kinds of neat things, but we have our team store there in Idaho. We have our brokerage in California and our California team in there. Actually, we have 2 California stores. Why do we have 2 California stores? That's funny. But basically I'll just open one up here. Actually, what I'll do while we're doing it, I'll open up this store because this is the one that Wes is talking about. Is that the right one, Wes? That might not be the right one. Maybe that's the wrong logo. Maybe
Yeah, I think it's the other one.
yeah, better logo. So that's why I made a new one. So it's pretty cool. Like it automatically, just with literally a snap of a couple fingers, you can upload your logo or your name, realtor, or whatever you want in there, and you can get them in here. Some of them, I don't get a choice to modify where it goes, as you can see. Some of these are right in the middle. I know Tony Larson ordered one from our Cardoza Larson group in Idaho, and he ordered an Under Armour t-shirt, and it has the logo big right in the front, and it looks really good. I said, man, that looks good. Wes ordered probably one of these hats, maybe.
Yeah, the Pacific Headward, the trucker snapback right there.
That's the one you ordered.
Yeah,
That's the one. I mean, look how big it came out compared to where it looks here, though. It looks like it'd be a lot smaller. I think
right.
it's a little bigger, but it looks good.
Yeah, it turned out really, I was really happy with the quality, and then the
Oh,
embroidery is really good.
there's an Under Armour one. So there's all kinds of different stuff. Look at, you can get shoot slides, backpacks,
I
Under
love
Armour.
this, man. That's what I've been doing all morning is working on brand, going back
Yeah,
and forth on logo design right now. So
there
this
you
is really
go.
cool.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, check it. You can get some shorts for working out with your brand
Sweet.
on it. Yeah, I've noticed that if I just with it, oh, see here, they put it on the polos. So look how expensive some of these are. So they're kind of pricey, but they're Under Armour. They're nice
They're good
polo.
Well,
quality
that's
at
what you
least,
pay.
right?
That's pretty much the going rate for Under Armour polos, though.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, yeah. Shoot, I was looking at some nice golf shirts the other day at a golf store, and they had 20% off of $99.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so now I get it for 80. Net 79. Okay. 20% still expensive shirt. Yeah, so you can get, let's see, Badger. Look, here's some nice pullovers. So anything you want, and here's a great store, and it automatically throws your logo on it. So my wife, I got her one of these little zip ups, jackets. Look at $130 jackets. These are North Face. They have North Face. So good stuff. $102 for this Tri-Duck men's Cheyenne jacket. Man,
Nice.
I think I actually ordered a vest off of here once, and it came out really nice, but it was I ordered it too big, so I sold it to someone else, but it was a $90 vest. You want a pillow? There you go. There's some pillows.
I love it, man.
Button-up shirts. Hey there, anyone got any babies? Branded baby bib.
Raising them right, right?
So edit my store, go in here, and I can add products to it. These are products that I may or may not have in here yet. What were we looking for, Wes?
The Pacific trucker hat snapback with I could only order, there was only 3 color options, and I like black and navy.
Okay, this item is
Let's
essential.
see. You had it up there that first time. Pacific Headwear Trucker. That's Flex Fit. I like those always wear out on me, so I do the snapback one. It was on
The
there.
option,
One
so
of wait a minute. There you go, right there with the white one. That's the one I have on, right here. On you, or I'm pointing to my computer screen. What a moron.
oh,
So
this one.
that one right there.
So I can do all these colors. And
Yeah.
like an option
So,
in that one.
so navy would be good.
Royal.
Yeah, there we go. And then shoot, I'll probably do the dark green too.
Hmm. I don't see how I can do multiple. I can make it essential. Oh, look, it gave me different colors when I sewed essential colors. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, kind of fun. There's all kinds of cool things you can do with it. I'll play around with that, Wes. Sound good?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
And here's another one that I came across today that someone was talking about, BizBox. So if you're wanting to create some moving boxes that are branded with you that you can give your clients for moving, think about branding yourself a little different. That's a cool option. And it sounded like it wasn't too bad. It sounded like she got about 30 something really nice high quality branded boxes for 130 bucks or something like that. And 30 big boxes went to their clients. Just think about that. Those boxes come, they get broken down, they get left in the garage for a while. Next thing you know, a friend says, "Hey, I'm moving. If you guys have any leftover boxes, I'll take them." So now they're giving them over to a friend, and they just keep getting moved over and over again. Sometimes, a lot of times, they'll go in the dumpster. That's okay, because people at the dump site, they sell houses and buy houses too. So then they're gonna see your name branded over at the dump site. But I mean, just tell them, hey, if you when you're done with these, pass them on to someone else. Don't just send them to the dump. If you end up throwing them in the garbage, if they're broken, understandable. But if not, if you're gonna throw them in the garbage, let me know. I'll come pick them up, and then you can give them to somebody else. So there's different options you can do it, but branded moving boxes, thought that was a genius idea when we were talking about it today in my coach's call. I liked it. Anything else out there you guys are doing that setting you apart from others? We got a lot more people jumped in now, so that's good. I was a little worried there for a minute. Not a lot, but a few. Anything else that you're doing that was setting you apart?
I've
Any
just
thoughts?
started working with that Stewart Forever Farm app, and that thing's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm making a targeted list of doors I'm going to hit.
Hmm.
So that just makes it better than just kind of wandering around and aimlessly knocking on a neighborhood, right? I mean, I'll do that anyway, but it's just nice to hit the ones that are actually looking for something.
A little more
Mess around
strategically,
with the website.
yeah, a little more strategically structured
Mhm.
to knowing that you have hot sellers, hot buyers. And I'll pull that up real quick for you guys that don't know what the heck Wes is talking about. Um, there's this really cool app, not app, it's a website. So Stewart Titles is one of the title companies. All the title companies have something cool. Um, Everyone just seems to start to veer towards what they know and what they like. They came in, Wendy Rhodes is Idaho rep, sales rep. California, it's Nicole Juarez.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat. So I have a few forms in here. I'll just show you real quick that I played around with. We'll take this one over here, and because I like this one because it's an A list, has an A list set. So here's a farm, right? 1,032 people, and this is in Cirrus Point in Caldwell, Idaho. I can click this down button. I'll do it again. Down button right here, complete farm, and I'll change it to hot movers. Where's my hot movers? This is going to tell me there's several different algorithms it uses. It changed it down to about 89. Originally, when I first pulled this farm, it had 43 hot movers. So from the way it was explained to me is it uses several different algorithms. And I love that word algorithm. Several different algorithms where they know if people have been searching. It's so scary, right? People have been searching on Zillow. People have been searching on moving companies. People have been searching on different things on the internet. And for somehow, some way, they've got this figured out. Like obviously, the people have entered their address in at some point in time. So it knows that this address has been entered in as messing around on searching. I don't know. Somehow it figures it out. But with that, it comes up with a what's called a hot list. So now if you're going to door knock, you want to make sure you specifically go after these addresses, knowing that you've got to get in front of these people. So now you're more structuring your business and structuring your door knocking to specific people that would probably be moving in the next upcoming year, possibly. So cut that 1,000 down to 89. Wow. Check that out. Now I'm pinpointing more specific people that might be looking to move. And I need to get in front of them before others get in front of them. So it's a pretty cool farm tool. There's other things you can do in here as well. If you click this little button down here, you can go down here to the bottom. There's merge letters. So these are the premium ads. I've paid for the merge letters. And what it does is they're actual letters that have been used by other agents and have found success. And so they're saved on the platform. And so it doesn't say what agent created it, but it's a good letter that was created that was sent out. I used it. And then I jumped on a website called stamp.com, STANNP.com. I uploaded it. I uploaded up because you can download this as a CVS file, or you can download it as labels. So print labels. So you print labels. So I'll put them all in labels. You can download it however you want. Lick stamps, put it on an envelope, and send it. But what I did is I downloaded it as a CVS, and I uploaded it into a website. There's also there's all kinds of different mailing companies you can do. Click to mail I've used before as well. Click to mail.com or whatever it was. But anyway, and then I uploaded them in there. A few clicks of a mouse, it automatically throws in it reads your CVS file. It knows that the first name is this, so it says you actually categorize it first name. So it says, hello, first name. Hey, just want to let you know, blah, 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 blah. Whatever the merge letter was. And I sent it out to all 80 of these in this neighborhood. Well, back then it was 40 something. So it does auto update. I did verify that with her the other day. That's why it shows 89 now, because now it's increased. There's more people. It's recognized in the neighborhood. There's other things you can do in here, like there's absentee list. What's absentee is when it's actually not the owner of the property. It's that's living in the house. It's a renter. And so if you use the absentee list, it'll pull those that are rentals in the neighborhood, and it'll actually give you the address of the people that live there. So there, I'll remodify it to an absentee list. So see, this is property management. If I click on this right here, it's going to retrieve the information. If I click the view profile, it's going to show me who the actual. So now we got the owner is there. Site address, mailing address, totally different address. So I want to mail it to the owner, not the site, right? So different cool.
The free service?
It's a free service. Get with Wendy Rhodes if you're in Idaho, with Nicole Juarez if you're in California, and they'll sign you up.
Very cool.
Yeah, pretty cool tool.
Pretty neat.
So this is what Wes was talking about. It is a neat tool. What else? What else you guys using out there to set yourself apart this week from others? What are you doing to set yourself apart?
Man, I don't know what I'm doing to set myself apart, but I used your middle of the middle on an eBay negotiation last week. And it wasn't selling a house, but I was like, I took your advice and I was selling an item and they started really low. And I was like, all right, your natural tendency is to meet them in the middle. And I was like, nope, I'm going to meet them in the middle of the middle. And
There you
so
go.
I was able to bring them up, and I was like, that was pretty cool just because I was able to use that tactic in a different application, but I proved it worked.
It worked. So you won, right?
Yep.
Because you got them higher than the middle.
Yeah.
So good, man. I've never had any feedback from one of my coaching calls.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I have had feedback, but that was not like live like that. That was awesome. Thanks, man. I'm glad it worked.
Yeah.
Those negotiation skills, I mean, it just got you to think outside of the box a little bit instead of just the norm, right? Just got you to think, okay, there are tactics to what we're doing, right? We're not just flying by the seat of our pants.
And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, your natural tendency is to go, okay, well then they've gone down this is my price, they've gone down here. Your natural reaction is, well, then I'll just cut that in half. And I don't know why, but it seems like that's where we want to go. And it's like, no, I'm going to cut it in half, but then I'm going to go to the upper half of that. And so it was really cool just to get that kind of different technique.
Yeah, yeah. Natural tendency is definitely to say, or natural tendency to say, oh, let's just counter back full price.
Right.
Well, is that gonna actually, I mean, it's a tactic.
But are they going to play it all that way?
Or
Because
a
you
lot
still
of
want
people,
them to play.
you do. A lot of people just go straight to highest and best, which highest and best is another tactic.
Yeah.
But it's not always the best tactic for, right away. Our job is to negotiate. I mean, it should be your favorite part of this job is to negotiate. I always tell sellers that my favorite part is to negotiate. I just need two people and I'll
Yeah.
get them to fight. But technically, is that true? I just need one. If we
Right.
use a tactic like that, that's so good, man. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
Like it. Anything else you guys got coming up this week that you want to make sure we cover on today before we just kind of dive into some stuff? All right, let's dive.
I got one for you, Sean. So I've got this listing I've had for a long time. It's been on the market a long time. And we're this, and part of the reason it's on the market is because my sellers are pretty stubborn. I think it could have gone, well, on the last escrow that fell out, it could have gone for sure. And so really, I'm out of, I've tried everything that I know to do to get them to be a little bit more flexible and dropping this price a little bit so it gets back on top of the market. And man, they just got this number in their head. And I don't know that just maybe a different way of looking at it or a different conversation, maybe. I don't know.
Where'd they get the number?
So based on my comps, right? I think we're priced right. The issue is that the first time it was in escrow went for 60 days, and then the second time it went till contingencies and the buyer backed out. And so it's been in escrow, but it's been listed a long time. I want to just kind of revitalize it, put it back on top, where it's back in front of people and trying to get them to understand that, hey, it's your time, but they're listings getting ready to expire. What I thought about is talking to them about, well, let it expire. Let's put it back. We'll give it 3 weeks and put it back on.
Yeah.
And then, it looks like a new listing again. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea or if there's.
Have you discussed a price increase?
What's that?
Have you discussed a price increase?
No. Tell me about, okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So we don't always have to go down. What causes the algorithm on Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, all these different websites, every website that every agent has an agent or a buyer attached to, what causes a push notification? Some sort of price increase or price decrease causes a push notification to go out to all of them. Some sort of price change or back on the market or pending or closed or sold. So if we're going to make a whole new group of people, especially if we have it showcase, because if we do showcase, like
That one is, that's on Zillow Showcase.
it actually doesn't just push out to the random people that are liking it or the random people that are looking at that certain price point. It doesn't just push out to that. Showcase pushes out to a bigger group of people, a larger number. It changes the algorithm a little bit. There's that word algorithm again. I hate it. I'm starting to hate it. It pushes out to a bigger group of people when you showcase it. So in order for you to do that, you got to do something on the listing and not changing pictures, something dramatic like a price change or an active or a closed or something like that. So it doesn't mean that you have to go down all the time. So another tactic is to talk to your seller. They've got to make the choice to do this, documented choice. So say I want to make a $5,000 price reduction. I always tell them a $5,000 price reduction at that price point, 500,000, 300,000, 600,000. Once you get up to 8, 900,000, a million, $40,000, $50,000 price point is similar to a $5,000 to $10,000 price point at a $300,000, $400,000 property. So $5,000 is a price reduction. Will it make the algorithm do something? Yep. $10,000 makes a statement. It's a bigger one at that price point. It's like a $50,000 price reduction at $1 million. It's a price reduction. It's a good one. 20,000, 30,000, it's not as big of a price reduction. It's just a price reduction. It's not a statement that, hey, we're trying to get into a different realm of people. So if you were to say, get them to commit to a $5,000 price reduction, say, how about this? Let's do a marketing plan. Now you sound really smart because you are smart. You're putting together a plan of attack for them. Let's have a plan of attack. So since $5,000 price reduction really is just a price reduction, it's not a statement. I want to do a 10,000. Work with me on this. What if we did this? Let's raise the price $5,000 for a week. All the people out there are going to get a push notification that this one raised the price. By the way, I did this myself like 3 weeks ago, and I had someone reach out to me and say, hey, they noticed the price went up. Was just curious what happened. And I said, glad you asked. Yeah, we raised the price. We are going to be dropping it back down. But we're kind of getting close to their bottom, so we wanted to kind of raise it a little bit, and then we're going to drop it down a little more. What does your buyer want to see it? And now I'm getting into conversations with them. So it brings questions to buyers and makes them call their agent and say, hey, that one I've been watching that we've been talking about just had a price reduction, just had a price increase. We had this happen on a investor property the other day where we're representing an investor. Investor ended up not being able to make it work. So we were able to jump in, pick up the listing. It went off the market for 3 weeks. I'm sorry, 2 weeks. Went back on the market for the same price, and a buyer came up and said, hey, I'm glad to see it's back on the market. I was watching it. So what we're trying to do is get those people that are watching it. So you raise it 5 for a week, okay? 10 days, no showings, 10 showings, no offers. You got to do some sort of price correction, some sort of price adjustment. Doesn't always have to be lower. Sometimes it could be higher, but some sort of price change needs to happen. We don't want to sit on our hands ever. We can't let it go 2 weeks. That's too long. So 10 days, no showings, 10 showings, no offers, some sort of price adjustment. Raise it 5,000 for a week, 7 days. And then right before the weekend, right before you have your next open house scheduled, right before you want to get those flyers out, get those push out to people, drop it 10,000. How much did I drop it? 5,000.
Good deal. I think I can sell them on that.
And now I had a good 3 weeks of continuous movement on the MLS, which was continuous movement on every third-party company across the entire nation. 2 weeks of changes.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you. That's
Okay.
awesome.
You're welcome. Don't always have to go down. Sometimes we can go up. That was a big explanation just for saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the good part is like it appraised for higher than we're asking to, so it's easy justification to
Yeah.
raise it. It's, it went
I mean,
appraised, and even I know the whole market value we think of it, but I mean, it's a conversation piece for sure.
It would be a good idea to do another face-to-face with them too, and to bring all those hot sheets, all those forms showing what the market's doing. The Federal Reserve Board printouts talking about interest rates staying up. I've got something I can share with you here. So I went to an investor meetup yesterday, and I saw this page. What was that? I think it's this. He called it a mood meter, and I'm just going to show a picture. This was at an investor meetup for one of our investors we represent. And what this is this shows that this is kind of what they're projecting the mood is of the economy, or of the buyers out there, not the economy. And as you can see over here, every time it starts to peak up over here, what happens? Like a roller coaster, goes back down. It starts to peak up again. What happens? Back down. Where are we at right now? So do they want to be on that downward fall? I mean, was the downward fall a lot? Not really. But is there a chance that we could see some prices kind of rescind a little bit? It's called, guys, this isn't called a crash. Make sure you know that you do not use that word. Okay, this was a market crash. Okay, this was very, very sad for a lot of people in the stock market. It was a market crash caused by bad real estate. A lot of real estate caused by the real estate industry caused the crash, but it was a market crash. Try not to use that word. What it's called is a market correction. And so every so often we see a market correction, market correction, market correction, market correction. Every so often we see that. And this is a dramatic one because it's using percentages. But if you look at the percentages, we're looking at 20%, 40%, something like that. It's not like we're using at 40% of $200,000. That's not what it was. On the grand scheme of things, if you use one of those flyers that's found in the ICC module series from Brian Eisenhower Coaching, it shows that the prices were doing this, but it shows that market crash of 2008 was only on average about $75,000. That's on average nationally. It only went down roughly 75, and that was the biggest one in the history, right? So a typical market adjustment might be 20,000. So that's a good thing to go have a sit down talk with them and say, hey, what about let's look over these numbers. Let's look over these mood charts. Let's look over some of this. We want to make sure that we're getting you the highest price you can right now because we don't know what's going to happen. It could dip a little bit. It could go back up. It could stay the same. We don't know. But staying the same means right now your same is you're slightly higher above what a buyer's willing to pay. So appraisers are typically 6 months to 12 months behind, depending on the market we're in, but typically 6 months. That's why an appraiser will only use 6 months when they're valuing properties because they're 6 months behind. So this is what your property was worth in the last roughly 6 months. Does that mean what it's going to be in the next 6 months? Not necessarily. No, it could be higher, it could be lower. So do they want to be stuck in that roller coaster a little bit? That mood chart a little bit that shows the mood of the buyers? And why is that mood of the buyers going on right now? Well, I think I have another slide for that.
It's on an article on realtor.com that's talking about a lot of buyers are on the fence expecting a recession, which is weird.
Some people say that Trump's trying to force a recession. We don't want to get political, but I've
Right.
heard that. What happens after recession? A really good market. It takes off like mad. What happens during a recession? The mortgage interest rates go down. Inflation's down. They're trying to now do things to get the market back up, and which means everything resets in a way. In a way. Might not be the best way to word it, but that's what I'm going to say. So typical buyers right now in 2025, cautious attitude right now. They're cautious. No rush to buy. Probably will not have competitive stimulus offers. Simultaneous offers, simultaneous offers, unless property is lower priced. Did you hear that? So if we're priced where an appraisal is saying that we're priced, and we're not getting any showings hardly or any offers and nothing that's sticking at least, you've went through 2 buyers, right? So on your property. So we're not getting any buyers that are sticking. It could have something to do with the fact that we're priced too high because we're priced what it should have been priced 6 months ago. And now we're dealing with typical buyer cautious attitude, no rush to buy, no competitive simultaneous offers unless property's lower priced, is very confident that they will be buying the property for less than asking. They feel confident that they can get less right now. They watch the asking price decline and potentially wait. So that's why sometimes you raise the price. You raise the price, all of a sudden the buyer's calling their agent saying, what happened? Why did the price go up? I've been watching it, expecting it's going to go down. Did I miss something? Is the market changing? What's going on? And that agent's going to call a listing agent, who's you, and say, hey, why did the price go up? And you're going to say, I'm glad you asked. Do you have a buyer interested? We do whatever we can as listing specialists, listing professionals, to try to get that conversation with a buyer's agent or a buyer. We got to get in front of them. How do we get in front of them? If we don't know they're there, they don't exist, we got to move the price around a little bit, sometimes up. They watch the asking price decline and patiently wait. They can go on YouTube and become even more concerned about the crash of prices, tariffs, shadow inventory, hundreds of other clickbait headlines. I loved this. Yeah, he did such an amazing job yesterday on that investor meetup we went to. It was great. But if you're not feeling that right now, you're probably feeling an increase in listings. Most of us are. My sign guy called me the other day and said, Shawn, you guys are out of signs. You did 6 listings in the last week. And I said, I know, we have like 4 more getting ready to go. So we just ordered 6 more signs and we have 6 more waiting over there. We're going to get them out because we know this is those types of markets where we've got so much new construction going on in the market right now. so much new construction that, and I've got another picture for you for that as well. You know, I got stuff, content for you, don't you? We have so much new construction going on right now that it's causing a bit of a flood going on in the market, a bit of flood of new listings. Does that mean, but here's the fun part, guys. Average days on the market right now is still below average. It's still lower than the middle. We're not in a normal middle market right now. And here's that. I don't know if you can see that. This is very fun for you living in Idaho. And I don't know how good you can see it. I can't zoom in on it. There's probably a way, but I don't know. It shows Idaho right here at 49% right now. New construction shares of listings by state, March of 2025. Look how blue purple it is compared to the rest of the United States. So we're seeing a flood of listings from new construction. But guess what? New construction's reducing their prices too right now. I don't know if you've heard, but I heard a $100,000 reduction on an Oakmont property from Danielle Clyde the other day. They removed, I don't think it was Oakmont. It wasn't Oakmont. It was another new construction she's working on right now. $100,000 price reduction. Well, it's up there. I think 900,000 or so, but still. Even new construction, we're seeing them giving deals, giving money, giving all this stuff. They're back to doing that. They're even back to giving 2.5. I wouldn't be surprised if Lennar will start doing 4% to bring your buyer over. What is this a mixture of, guys? This is a mixture of having knowledge to explain to your sellers the reason why they don't look at appraisals to determine their price. They look at buyer activity. Buyers are who are going to be buying the house. The value of the property, market value, is not appraised value. Appraised value is what it appraises for. Market value is what a buyer is willing to sell it for, and a seller's willing to sell, and a buyer is willing to pay. More importantly, what a buyer is willing to pay. So I just have a flip in Boise right now, and I know the market. Sometimes when we're doing flips, sometimes we're pricing them like this, a little under. Sometimes we're pricing them a little higher when we're valuing our properties before we do the flip. I valued this one at 450 when we first looked at it. And so I knew that's probably the number based on the market we're in, but a few other people were telling me at 515. So we started at 515, 5099. I just told the agent that's working with me with it, I said, hey, reduce that one down to 453,700. I was going to say $750 just for fun. But you know, the acronym method we were talking about a few weeks ago for negotiations tactics, just for fun, you know, but I think it's going to be the lucky number around 450. I just feel like I'm overpriced. So am I going to chase the market downwards? Heck no, I'm going to get it down there and hope that I get at least 2 buyers interested, and then we can either sell it for list price or a little higher. Any other questions on that?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. It's awesome.
Educate the buyers and sellers, educate the sellers.
Hey, Shawn, this is Jody. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Sorry I got on late, but I was on the phone with exactly this scenario, that same client that won't come down in her price. And I did what you said, and I proposed, going up because we had a brand new listing in those city side loft condos that popped up last week. That's priced low per square foot. There's 6 listings in there. I can't get that lady to budge more than $400 or $500 down on her price either.
Wow.
She won't at all. I feel more older generation, you know what I mean? And nope, I still think we're fairly priced. I'm not in a hurry. I'm going to go, well, it's been 111 days on the market. Did a whole spreadsheet of all of those in city side loft showing her, but I just can't get her to budge. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah. So what about the pricing?
I know
Did she say anything about that?
she said that she didn't think that was a good idea. And I explained to her the thought process that it generates a phone call.
Yeah.
There we go. She goes, I don't like how that would look. And I said, well, what do you not like about it? She's like, because it sounds like we're trying to charge people more. I said, but if it gets a phone call, it gets a phone call from a buyer's agent asking if they've been watching the property. And she goes, I'm not comfortable raising the price. I'm fine with lowering it to 500, but that's all I'm going to do for now. And I said, well, it doesn't move in the next week or two, we have no calls for showings, then we're still right where we are today. So
What does she do for a living?
she's retired and has money.
I mean, what did she do? I figured she was retired. You said, okay.
You know, I don't know. She's an investor I met from an auction, and I have no idea what her past history is. Honestly, I don't know. Can't think of it.
I would probably suggest finding out and just saying, hey, you're probably pretty good at that, right? You knew that, you knew what you were doing, you knew the market, and people trusted you to give them good advice. And she'd probably say, yeah, they did, blah, 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 because I know everything. You would say, well, just remember that's my job. So I know you don't want to go the price increase, but don't forget, that's my expertise is marketing. I'm a marketing specialist. And for me to market your property and get a bunch of people to look at it on Zillow, Realtor.com, homes.com, all them and all the different third-party websites across the nation, from Remax to Century 21's websites where people might be looking at your property right now. My job is to get all those people to see it. Sometimes increasing the market, increasing the price, it's not going to look funny. You're thinking of an individual person looking at it versus a worldwide that's looking at it. Think about the worldwide, not the individual. And so if the worldwide is looking at this right now and they see a price increase, how many people are going to get a push notification on all those websites across the nation right now because we raised it? We're talking tens of thousands. We're not talking one.
Hey, I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Whatever I can do. You just pump me up, Jody. I know you know this stuff.
I know. That's why I was just talking to Tyler. I'm like, I got to jump on this call because I just was so frustrated getting off the phone with this lady. I was like, God, lady, I'm sick of your condo sitting there. We're not going to keep doing open houses. Nobody's coming. Nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
What else are we going to do to get them out there? The good time to do it too is right before the open house. That's another thing to tell her. The good time to do it is right before an open house because it's going to send them a push notification. They might not even notice the price, but if it's in the general area they've been wanting to live, Zillow and Realtor.com and Homes.com are going to send them the property in an email. I just got one from Zillow this afternoon on a new open house scheduled or whatever it was in your territory you're looking. I was looking at Coeur d'Alene up north for property. If a vacant land showed up somewhere for a killer price, I'd love to own a piece of vacant land.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I have it set up on a search. I got a push notification. Actually, you know what? I used to be at KW years ago. And for some reason, my old KW app still has me on a push notification up there. So I'm getting it from Keller Williams from my
Nice.
old push notification. And it says from Shawn. I'm not at KW anymore, but it's still coming for me. So those are still working. That's
Oh, that's good.
that's still
Good.
working. It's so
Well,
funny.
I will definitely reach back out to her and have that conversation again.
Yeah. Sorry that's happening. Let me show you guys some of these things because sometimes you got to go have a sit down with them, like over coffee, and you say, hey, I'm gonna bring you what's your favorite coffee? What's your favorite drink from coffee shop? You like Kool-Aid? You like lemonade? I'm gonna bring you something. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna go over these industry docs and just go over and just, these help you kind of explain the market and what we're doing and what is the projections are. That one shows 2024 because yeah, these are some of the older ones. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the old ones, but who cares? Just I got to look down here on the bottom to get the newer ones. But these kind of show the difference in numbers and you can sit down and just kind of go over it. Really emphasizes your expertise that you're looking at the statistics. You're not just winging it. It kind of proves your expertise by showing them stuff like this. And all these are available for you. They're all in a PowerPoint down here. I'll go ahead and click on it. That's a zip file. Where's that? Is that the zip file? Just the presentation? Oh, here's the presentation. This is actually the presentation right here. So you can download it in a PowerPoint and you can upload it into your own PowerPoint and you can throw your own logos on this. Okay. Brian gives you full rights to be able to go in here and just completely brand them to yourself and to make it look like you're the expert. Because all this stuff is here to kind of show them what the projections are, what things are happening, how, right now we had low inventory, but what's happening right now? Show them that other chart I showed you about the new construction going up because now the builders are building, which means, and from what I heard, population of human beings being born in the United States, I heard this like 3 days ago, is way down. from where we were, right? And all these are, oh man, I love all these. I love going through these industry docs. And this is all found on the ICC module series. I think he just left. He emailed me the other day. He didn't have access to this, but they're all right here. You have the 2025s are now in their spring, summer. So you have access to that. But today I'm going to jump over here real quick, and then we're going to be finishing up. Okay, we're not going to go too much longer here. I'm going to jump over into the social media digital marketing because I want to I want to reiterate a little bit about some important items. It's right here, social media digital marketing module series. Okay. And I'm going to click over to show you just some actual Facebook. I'm sorry, Instagram. I'm not even going to show you Facebook. I'm going to show you some Instagram stuff. So most important part, and I'm showing Mackenzie's right now because I want to show you how many followers she has right there, right? She's been in the business, what, 4 or 5 years, I think? Jody, I think it's 4 or 5 years. Mackenzie's 5 years, maybe. Mackenzie's been in the business, something like that. Danielle Clyde's been in the business for a year, over 6,900 followers. All right. So how do you get that many followers? I want to talk about the importance for you to get uncomfortable with something. A lot of you have not opened up, let's just say, your social media page. Maybe you closed it down for some reason. But if you're going out there and you're doing all these video, viral videos inside of these houses and all this fun stuff that you're doing, the reason why I'm focusing on Instagram, because Instagram works different than Facebook. So Instagram, as long as it's opened up so that people can see it, people can share it, people can engage in it, people can do different things, you'll start seeing this organically going up. But if you're not seeing organic posting starting to happen on some of these videos, you're not seeing things happening, it's probably because yours is closed up a little bit. I just talked to Danielle 2 days ago, and she told me that she's got one property that's getting ready to go on the market or is on the market or something like that. And I said, awesome. That sounds like a big one. And I think it was like $700,000 or $800,000. I said, where'd you get it? She said, Instagram. She's been in the business for a year and a half, guys. Danielle is doing the right things on social media. She's getting social. She's posting things on there. She's doing like Mackenzie is. Mackenzie has sold so much real estate through social media. One is it's opened up, and it's a consistent algorithm posting. The more you're posting, Instagram starts to realize it's you, and they're pushing your content out there because you're getting feedback. They make money off of people clicking, clickbait stuff, interacting, going back and forth between random people is a positive for Instagram. They like that. So they're going to push it more. So if you're out there posting stuff and you're getting 1 or 2 people that are interacting in your videos, you're not getting any leads out there, first step first, check your settings. See if you have it opened up. Get uncomfortable. Understand that in order for people to organically see your stuff, you do have to get uncomfortable. You do have to open it up. You do have to set it up so that everyone can see it. Change your password often so you're comfortable that people aren't going to steal your password. If you see some funky post in there, or you see some crazy things where people are trying to promote sexual stuff to you, sorry, I had to say it out loud, delete those things and get them out of there and get back to work, because it's going to happen when you open it up. And that's why a lot of people tighten it up, because they get that kind of stuff and they get freaked out over it. Don't get freaked out over it. This is your business commercial. It's your commercial. It is your personal television program. It's got to be open, and it's got to be constant. Daily, same time, post it every day. You can use Meta to post on both platforms at the same time every day. You can literally set it up on Saturday so that all your posts post out every day of the week, 5 days a week, without you doing anything. It just posts. But you need to keep thinking about opportunities to do a really cool picture. And all you got to do is post the picture or a quick little video. You don't have to post your voice and then send it out. It's all about the content. Who cares? As long as it's real estate related content on this page, on this Instagram page, it's different than Facebook. That's why I'm saying we're going to talk about Instagram first, because it's different than Facebook. Instagram, to me, is not as much of an SOI platform. It is, but not as much as like Facebook. That's just me, right? Some people might say different. But Reels, okay, we're talking about Reels. Let's click on Reels over here. Okay, here's her Reels. You can see right here, 1,200 people. Are you getting 1,200 people looking at your pictures right now? Be honest. 1,300, 2,400, 2,500. And if you were to look at these are almost 5 days a week that she's posting these. Okay? Some of them just have no voice whatsoever. Some of them do. So she's talking a little bit there. She's talking there. Some of them have no voice. 5,800 people looked at that, guys. And she's been in the business for like 4 or 5 years. She's killing it. Why? Because she's figured out that, hey, this Instagram reel thing is really easy. I just got to open it up, and random people wanting to move to Idaho, call me. Random people wanting to move, call me. All I have to do is open it up and post every day. Get uncomfortable and open that social media up. Open it up so people can see it, can see what you're doing, and post a little bit of something every day. Keep it short, but do it daily. And Mackenzie told me suggestion was to do it at the same time, because she said there's something to do with the algorithm that Instagram knows that you're getting ready to post another post, and they get prepared to push it out. It's got to be AI, guys. Let's just say AI took over the world. We know it, and they're pushing it. There's nothing we can do about it. But look how it works. So Reels is what you focus on Instagram. Let's jump over on Facebook. Okay, so we've got Facebook here. I'm on my business page. Business page is all about real estate stuff, promoting my team and all that. Okay, my personal page, though, we've talked about this before. My personal page, I focus on my friends. Okay, I focus on making sure I do the 10, 10, 5, 10 likes, 10 loves, or 10 likes, hearts, emojis, 10 messages. I go in here every day to do my happy birthdays, tell everybody happy birthday. And now my SOI is seeing my stuff. Okay, they're starting to see my stuff. They're liking my stuff. I'm liking, loving different things in here. And it works to get people to continue to. I got another lead out of here the other day. No joke. Another person saw it. If you search Shawn Cardoza Realtor, my Facebook page comes up as one of the top searches, because I'm engaging 10, 10, 5. That's 10 hearts, smiley faces. And remember, don't just do the thumbs up, because there's a bigger algorithm. And this came from, who told me this, who taught me this the other day? Baldwin. This came from Nick Baldwin. Okay. He told me that there's a bigger algorithm when you do a heart or a smiley face or something like that than just the thumbs up. Don't just do the thumbs up. It doesn't get as big of a hit, of a good job from Facebook. So do some sort of heart. So I'll click on this. Oops, hover over it. I'm going to do a heart. Very cool. Okay. This is my brother. My brother is a coach. So he's a life coach. I want to make sure that my stuff's popping up on his and he's popping up on mine, because he's got a lot of clients. Very cool stuff starts to happen when you start doing the 10, 10, 5. I just did 3 of the 10 right now, and I'm looking for others. So those are all ads. That's Jaime. Let's see. I'm looking for my SOI. SOI. And I'll do Rick's. I like Rick. He's awesome. All right. So doing different stuff like that's going to make them start to now see mine. I want them to see my stuff. All right. And so then I'm going to do 10 direct messages. So I'm going to get in here and I'm going to say, so cool. You two look amazing. There we go. Send. I'm going to do 10 of those. And I'm going to do 5 shares or 5 direct messages. I'm going to do that every day of the week, 5 days a week. Waking up my social media, getting my SOI to see my stuff, partying, liking, loving stuff, getting things moved. And then I'm going to do a post. And my posts aren't going to be real estate posts every day of the week. Only 1, if not possibly 2 days of the week is going to be real estate on Facebook. The rest are going to be personal. Might be my house. I was working on a video this morning before I left to the office. That's how I'm getting my social media to start working for me. But the important part is I saw a couple of posts recently from a few agents that I wanted to share for them, and it said I wasn't able to share it because they have privacy settings set up. You're a real estate agent. You're a business owner. You've got to have it unlocked. I'm sorry to say. Disclosure though, change your password often, because there's been a lot of cases of people, hacking into people's Facebook pages and stuff like that, and then they lose all their content and they can't even control it anymore. And you got to pay somebody. You can pay a hacker $5,000 to hack back into it. I've heard somebody that has done that and they were able to get back into their account. Is your account worth $5,000? Maybe. It took the hacker a lot of work, but he got back into it. So there are ways to do it, but it's such a pain and it costs a lot of money. So change your password often, but make it public. Get crazy vocal public, guys. Get uncomfortable. It will change your game in real estate. Anything else? You guys are an amazing audience. Thank you.
Thanks, Shawn. Excellent.
Have a good week, everybody.
job.
Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you,
Take care.
Shawn.